few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie?
Please have a seat. Please have a seat.
Look at the joy. Here to tell us about it is that young woman herself, Michaelah Montgomery. She's also the founder of a grassroots political group to conserve the culture. Michaelah, I've been waiting for this interview all morning.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
So thanks so much for joining us. So you told the president when you were hugging him, I don't care what the media says, we support you. Tell me what you meant by that.
I really appreciate that we were able to not only let him know that regardless of what social media says, you know, I know they're trying to make us think we're supposed to hate you, but we don't. And additionally, it was a learning experience for my students because they were able to see and experience firsthand how the media can warp the perception of an opinion or a person. Because like I said, to think that these students who attend these illustrious institutions aren't smart enough to make their own decisions, so much so that they would only show support for Trump because he bought chicken sandwiches and milkshakes.
It's offensive.
That in itself is the most disturbing part of it all, especially when you think about the fact that it was mainly urban media outlets that were doing everything in their power to turn other black people against these young black kids who simply were not shy to explore other options.
Michaelah Montgomery is the founder of the Conserve the Culture organization. She first gained viral attention in April when she hugged Donald Trump at a Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, Georgia. She addressed a crowd at Donald Trump's rally in Atlanta on Saturday. During her speech, the black GOP activist criticized Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris for not doing anything for the black community.
So it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. We need to vote based on facts and not feelings. See, under Harris and Biden, the average Georgia household is losing $1,060 per month, and inflation is at 21.4%. And due to the war on energy, average gas prices have reached record highs for the state. We also did a poll, and 80% of us black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy, so I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November.
Michaelah has a strong understanding that Democrat voters often cast their votes based upon their feelings and not the facts. American citizens had it much better under President Trump economically, and regardless of how much the media gaslights the American people, we know that if we were to compare our lives between the years of 2016 to 2020 to our lives under the Biden administration, it's obvious how much better financially we were doing as a country.
See, a few weeks ago at the debate, Trump mentioned black jobs, and a lot of people got in an uproar as if they didn't know what he meant. Well, we go to the polls and cast our black vote. We go to the stores and spend our black dollar. We live in our black community, but for whatever reason, we draw the line at a black job. Oh, but wait, because if you're wondering what a black job is, please, I encourage you all to drive through Atlanta at all these beautiful black-owned businesses and check and see who works there. Probably a black person working for a black entrepreneur, recycling the black dollar, creating black generational wealth.
President Trump did absolutely nothing wrong when he referred to jobs for black people as black jobs. This is just a prime example of the media attempting to interpret the words of President Trump in order to make him sound racist. Voters should be focused on the jobs that are being taken away from all American citizens that illegal immigrants have now taken over instead of being concerned about President Trump's semantics.
So lastly, again, I'm going to encourage you all to vote based on the facts and not feelings. Oh, he made me feel so bad when he said that. Okay, but they hurt your families when they sent all your tax dollars overseas. Oh, it hurts my feelings when he acts like that. Okay, but it hurts all of us when you see an administration failing their country that they were elected to represent.
Michaelah says it perfectly when describing how overly sensitive some people are. Democrat voters cry at the words of President Trump, but then scream in joy when talking about abortion or our money being sent overseas. Democrat voters are twisted and are definitely the weird ones.
Do you think that media is honest about black voters and not supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely not. I think that the media that we pay attention to more so has to be paid by somebody else to put out this narrative. Because when you look even just at the comments under posts that'll be pro Joe Biden or pro Democratic anything, there's a lot of people who have issues with what's being presented to us, but those people aren't given a platform like luckily I have. So, hopefully I can shine a light on what's really happening in the community, because a lot of the people speaking for our community aren't even in it.
Michaelah has been given a platform that she can use to give a voice for Black Americans that support President Trump. The media makes people believe that President Trump is a white supremacist. But the one question you have to ask yourself is, if Trump is really racist, then why would any black person, let alone any person of color, ever support him? Americans that truly believe that President Trump is racist need to ask themselves this question so that they can reevaluate their voting decisions.